We know teething, of course, an important milestone in your baby's development.
But it can be a challenging time for both the babies and the parents.
Yes.
Little ones sometimes experience that discomfort and irritability while their teeth come in. Oh my gosh, that is the cutest. Cutest!
So cute.
Here to talk about it, Dr. Gigi Chawla. Thanks for being here.
When you both saw that footage, though, did it remind you of your own experiences with your own children and teething? Because it certainly did with mine.
Well, those children looked very happy.
They looked very happy.
They looked actually very clean.
Yes. Look at that. Look at them.
What are signs of teething? Let's start there.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's about the age. So we tend
Right.
to think of this happening between 4 and 7 months of age, although kids can be older. You know, some kids rarely get their first tooth up to 15 months of age. So it can anywhere in that age group. And then you're really looking for kids that, you know, are a little bit irritable. They're always chewing on something. You can tell that their gums are maybe just a little bit swollen, and they can sometimes have a little bit of a fever.
Oh, why the fever?
Yeah, it's causing inflammation. Anything that causes inflammation can also generate a little bit of a fever, just a low-grade one.
Well, so what are there things that parents can do, like when they see signs of teething, to start to ease that pain that kids have?
Yeah, you know, the pain is really trying to get that tooth to erupt.
Right.
And the gums are swollen, so anything that you can do to help them get that tooth to erupt through the gums, which is mostly chewing. They want to gnaw on something to try to cut that tooth through the gum. So, you know, I tend to think of if they can chew on a cold, wet washcloth that you've got your hand on.
Yeah.
That's a nice way to do it. They want to chew on toys and things like that. You just want them to be able to do that safely. But something that is cool, not frozen,
Right.
can be really helpful for them
Like
to
a
chew on.
teething ring that you put in the fridge?
You can use a teething ring, the ones that are a little bit more squishy and gel-like, not super, super hard plastic. And putting it in the fridge rather than the freezer is always the best bet.
Okay.
Tips to clean teeth?
And when should you start cleaning a baby's teeth?
Yeah. So you want to start the habit of cleaning a baby's teeth as soon as they erupt. And you can do that with like a warm, wet washcloth. Within 6 months of those first teeth erupting is when you should see the dentist. But thinking about adding fluoride in early rather than later. So you can do just if you're using a wet washcloth, just a little smear of a fluoridated toothpaste that you would use for yourself, just to rub on those little teeth, usually the lower and upper front incisors. Otherwise, you can use one of those soft baby baby toothbrushes. Those are fine too, with just a smear of toothpaste. I think the most common thing that I want to make sure families know is that bottled water that doesn't have fluoride in it, that is not what you should be using for your kids, for your babies. You want kids to develop strong baby teeth so they stay in place until their permanent teeth come in too. So use regular tap water and regular toothpaste.
All right. Dr. Gigi, as always, we appreciate you.
Thank you.